Hello, my dear guys. Today important topic is El Nino and La Nina. Okay, these are the different words from the language Spanish. Okay, what it can be affect our geographical situations or climatic conditions. Okay, yeah. From the topic oceans, this is important concept. Okay, we are going to discuss. It is the most important for exam point of view. There are number of exams. There is a question from this topic, guys. Okay, yep. El Nino and La Nina. Okay, Niño, Niña. Okay, these words are the Spanish. El Nino mean baby boy. La Niña mean girl child. Okay, boy child and a girl child. Okay, and actually we are going to discuss three phases in this: El Nino phase, La Nina phase and a neutral phase, about the changes in the Pacific Ocean current. Okay, yeah, there are some ways, tidal wave and some current, counter current mechanism, warm current and cold current. Okay, yeah, that is the current changes in the Pacific Ocean. Okay, what they can do. Okay, what is the role of El Nino and La Nina in respect of rainfall, precipitation falling. Okay, yeah, average rainfall and drought. Okay, yeah, the background of El Nino we can call it as ENSO. Okay, ENSO mean El Nino Southern Oscillation. We can call it as ENSO, El Nino Southern Oscillation. Okay, it is the natural climate cycle. It is the natural climate cycle for every 4 years. For every 4 years. For every 4 years average. Okay, yes. It is the tropical Pacific Ocean, not entire Pacific Ocean, only tropical area, only tropical area, only tropical of Pacific area. Tropical Pacific area. Okay, yeah, it can be affect the global weather pattern, such events like rainfall, it can be affect, droughts, it can be affect, cyclone, it can be take place, and temperature shift also it can be affect. Okay, El Nino main characters of what they affect globally: rainfall, okay, and drought and cyclones, temperature shift. Okay, altogether they can affect, such a character can affect by the El Nino. Okay, yeah, mainly we can observe in 3 phases. The El Nino mainly we can observe 3 phases, that is natural phase, El Nino phase, La Nina phase. 3 phases we can observe naturally. Okay, for every 4 years it is the cycle. It is the event took place in the tropical Pacific area. Tropical Pacific area. Okay, where the Pacific area? Just look into here. Okay, yeah, this is the Pacific area, entire Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean, it is the big ocean, the largest ocean, Pacific Ocean. Okay, yeah, just look into here, Pacific Ocean, which is Northern America, Central America and Southern America. Okay, and if come to this area, west side, Russia, Japan coast and China coast, Indonesia coast, Australian coast. Okay, this is the west side, this is the east side, west and east side. Okay, yeah, if come to the east side, American coast, Central America, South America, North American coast. South America coast we can call Peruvian coast, Peru. Okay, this is the country Peru. Okay, Peruvian coast. If come to the west side, it is the Japan coast, Indonesia coast, Australia coast. Okay, this is about the Pacific Ocean, the surround areas. Okay, yeah, the border area of Pacific Ocean. But entire Pacific Ocean is El Nino took place? No, not at all. Entire Pacific Ocean, only tropical area, guys. Only tropical area. This is the tropical area. This is the tropical area. The El Nino will take place. Tropical area. El Nino take place, entire tropical area, guys. This area, okay, tropical area. Only this area can affect by the El Nino. Okay, yeah, this is the area where Peruvian coast cover east side and Indonesia, Australia coast cover west side. Okay, yeah. What happened if this tropical area we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss. Okay, yeah. First, role of equator in the Pacific region. Role of equator in the Pacific region. What is the role of equator in the Pacific region? Just look at here. Okay. Okay, this is the equator in the Pacific region. This is the equator just above it. Actually, this is the place equator in the Pacific region. Equator. Okay, what happened in the equator? What happened in this equator? In the effect of El Nino, here the sun rays fall directly, right? Sun rays fall directly. Okay, so if the sun rays fall directly, what happened? Okay, yeah, the equatorial Pacific Ocean between 5 degree north and 5 degree south, 5 degree north and 5 degree south is the main region of the El Nino effect. ENSO, southern El Nino, southern oscillation, ENSO can affect the area of the equator, guys. Okay, two important areas of the equator. Okay, western Pacific area and eastern Pacific area. Okay, western Pacific area, eastern Pacific area. Pacific area nothing but there is a Pacific Ocean is regions. The region of the Pacific Ocean, that is Pacific area, that can be west side and east side. Okay, west side mainly Indonesia, Australia, and east side American continent, Southern America, especially Peru. Okay, yeah, west side which is Indonesia, Australia, Philippines. Okay, yeah, east side Peru and Ecuador, countries. Okay, west side countries are Australia, Indonesia, Philippines countries. East side countries are Peru and Ecuador. These are the borders of the equatorial Pacific region where El Nino took place. Okay, El Nino took place, the area is mostly tropical area, only tropical area. In the tropical area, mainly equator region where south 5 degree, north 5 degree. Okay, that is the places which is west side places Indonesia and Philippines and Australia. East side there is a Peru and Ecuador countries are there. Okay, yeah, normally west side warm full of water. Okay, due to the trade winds pushing water westward. Okay, we are going to discuss. Okay, yeah, east side Normally, the cold water upwelling, nutrient rich, supports the fisheries east side. Okay, equator role is maximum solar heating took place in the equator. Maximum like solar heat pushing in the equator region drives sea surfaces temperature in this area. Just look into here. Yeah, equatorial region north 5 degree and south 5 degree, equatorial region. Okay, there is a high temperature created, mainly sunlight they can fall in the equator region. This is the Peruvian coast and Ecuador coast. Okay, yeah, Peruvian and Ecuador coast, and here this is Indonesia coast and Philippines coast, okay, and Australian coast. Philippines, Indonesia, Australia is the west side, okay, west side of Pacific. This is east side of Pacific. Okay, if like El Nino took place, what happened? El Nino, what happened here? If there is the winds, the air winds, current mechanism of wave, okay, what happened? If temperature is high, then here west coast created low temperature, as compared with east coast, mean actually here what happened, there is a low pressure created very low, here pressure created very high pressure, because of the sunlight fall into here to here. Okay, yeah, the actually if low pressure created, the trade wind follow from west to east, guys. Trade winds follow west to east, because of there is a air they can transfer from low pressure to high pressure. Okay, air can be transferred from low pressure to high pressure. In this condition, precipitation, high rainfall is created here in the east side. High rainfall created in the Peruvian coast when El Nino take place. Okay, yeah, El Nino nothing but there is a high temperature created in the equatorial region, okay, that leads to the low pressure belt created in the Peruvian coast as compared with west side. Okay, west side is the high pressure belt created, that is the air winds they can flow from west to east. This is the condition, air winds flow from west to east. In that condition, there is a high rainfall created in the east side and there is a drought created in the west side. Okay, yeah, we are going to discuss deep discussion, just a moment. Okay, yeah, what happened here? Okay, first natural phase is what, El Nino phase is what, La Nina phase is what. Okay, we are going to discuss El Nino, La Nina and natural phase. Okay, yeah, first trade winds are what? This is Walker circulation. Trade winds nothing but Walker circulation. First you must know trade winds. What is trade winds? Trade winds mean flow of air, guys, flow of air, flow of air. Okay, trade winds nothing but the circulation, guys. Just look into here. This is the circulation, flow of air. Wind, okay, wind they can circulate and evaporate, they can cool down and they can fall again down. This is the circulation we can call air winds. Okay, yeah, we are going to discuss. Okay, yeah. First, neutral phase, what happened? Neutral phase, what happened in the El Nino? There are strong easterly trade winds, strong easterly trade winds, okay, push warm water to westward, okay, in a neutral phase. Western Pacific, warm water, moist and rising air, low pressure, okay, yeah. Eastern Pacific, cold air, dry, sinking air, high pressure, cold air, dry, sinking, high pressure. It leads to the rain in the West Pacific, dryness in the East Pacific. In the normal condition, first of all, we discuss the normal condition, what happened in the Pacific Ocean, what happened in the Pacific Ocean in the normal condition. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna tell you again, guys, this is the most important thing, guys. In the normal condition, Pacific Ocean, what happened? First thing you have to remember, this is the east coast. America is the east coast. This is the Ecuador and Peruvian coast is the east coast. This is the east. You have to remember. And this is the west. Indonesia, this Philippines and Australia is the west side. Okay. India comes under west pattern only. Okay, west pattern only, India. Okay, yes. So what happened here? In the normal condition, what happened? In the tropical area is what? Okay, this is the tropical area. The equatorial, okay, 5 north and 5 south degrees, it is equatorial region. What happened here? High temperature, right? Sunlight fall directly here. So high temperature. In the normal condition, this is the area is warm area. Okay, warm air area, warm air. This is the east coast of the America is cold area, cold air. Okay, yes. Warm air created low pressure. Cold air created high pressure. How, guys? High pressure and low pressure. Just look into here. This is the air molecules or water molecules. These are the air molecules or water molecules. If sunlight enter, this is the densely air and water molecule. Assume it. If it is heat comes this area, the molecules are far away each other. There is a pressure is low. Okay, if the molecules are dense in a such like particles here, such a locality, that is high dense. If it is heat generated, they can move away. If they move away, there is a low pressure. Okay, so in this way created low pressure here. Warm air leads to the low pressure, cold air leads to the high pressure. Okay, yeah. the air trade winds pattern, they can move from high pressure to low pressure, In the normal condition, the air move this area, guys. Air move from high pressure to low pressure. The air move from this side. From east to west, air move east to west, guys. They can ask you in the normal condition, not a El Nino La Nina, in the normal condition, air or trade wind, they can mention air or they can mention trade winds. Trade winds, they can flow from east to west, okay. While flowing, they can carry the water particles, from west to east, okay. They can carry the water particle from east to west, So, west side high rainfall, mean Indonesia, Australia side high rainfall in the normal condition. This side Peruvian coast, this east side is low rainfall, mean dry condition. Yeah, there is a doubt why it is the tropical region, right? Tropical equator region. Why it is created warm air here? Why it is created cold air here? That is the air circular motion, guys. Air circular motion. Peruvian coast is always cold air circular motion. The cold air current is there in the Peruvian coast. Warm air current is there Australian coast. We did discuss yesterday the current event. Okay? Yes. So, this is the normal condition. In the Pacific region. If El Nino, what happened? Completely opposite from the normal condition. El Nino completely opposite to the normal condition, we will discuss. Yeah, El Nino. Yeah, the natural we did complete, right? There is a pressure belt which is Western Pacific is warm, moist and rising air. There is a low pressure created in the Western. Eastern Pacific, there is a cold, dry and sinking air, high pressure created. That leads to the rain from West Pacific is the rain and dryness in the East Pacific area. Okay? Yeah. What happened if El Nino? This is important. What happened in the El Nino? Weak trade winds created in the El Nino. Trade winds weak. Created. Just look into here. In the normal condition, there is a trade winds. They can flow from east to west. That is a trade winds flow, right? That is easterly trade winds strong. Mean trade winds they can carry from the east to west because of pressure gradient. The trade winds carry from east to west. So that is easterly trade winds strong. If El Nino took place, this is the easterly trade winds come weak. So there is a warm water flow back to the eastward. Okay, that is the warm Eastern Pacific only. The rain shift Central Eastern Pacific, that is the flood is Peruvian Ecuador, drought in the Indonesia, Australia. This is the scenario took place in the El Nino condition. This is important. Again, trade winds weak trade winds, sometimes they can reverse, sometimes they can reverse. Warm water flow back to the eastward, warm water flow back to the eastward, okay. Warm eastern Pacific, rain shift to the central eastern Pacific, that is flood is Peruvian coast, drought in Indonesia and Australia coast, okay. Just look into here. Yeah. In the normal condition, there is a trade winds from east to west, they can flow because of it is low pressure, it is high pressure. In the normal condition, these easterly trade winds very strong, easterly trade wind from east to west, these trade winds are very strong, very strong. In that way, there is a warm air, low pressure, cold air is dry pressure, okay. They can flow from east to westward. In the El Nino phase, what happened? In the El Nino, what happened? Okay. This is the east side. Okay, east side. This is west side. Okay. This is Indonesia, Australia and Philippines. This is Peruvian coast and Ecuador. Okay. Yeah. If it is the pressure is here cold current, it is warm current. West side, warm current, west side. Okay. So here pressure is high pressure. Here pressure is low pressure, low pressure. So low pressure mean there is a evaporation situation took place, mean very dry. In this condition, there is a trade winds, they can be flow from west to east, east to west they can flow, they must be flow. But weak trade wind created in the El Nino situation. In the El Nino, in the El Nino, weak trade wind, weak trade winds created. So weak trade winds, what happened here? They can, they can flow some here central Pacific, up to the central Pacific, and they can weaken, up to the central Pacific, they can reach and they can reverse into the Peruvian coast again, they can reverse from the central Pacific, So huge rain created in central Pacific and Peruvian coast. West side, there is no winds, dry situation. Warm is there, it is completely dry situation took place in the west side. In that way, there is a Indian monsoon effect also, it is the dry condition in the El Nino, dry condition. India also affected by the dry condition because of there is no trade winds, here reach because of weak trade wind pattern, they can reach up to the mark central Pacific and they can reverse, the reverse trade wind took place. Okay. In this condition, the here there is a again here in the coastal area of the Peru and Ecuador. Okay. Yeah. And this is the area where west side of the area, Australian coast, Indonesia is completely dry. Completely dry. There is no precipitation carry forward the trade winds. Okay. In that way, India also they can affect. India also they can affect. The dry condition took place in the El Nino every 4 years, guys. If the dry condition took place in Indian continent, that can be affect the monsoon situation. Okay. I hope you guys understand what is El Nino. El Nino nothing but there is a trade wind pattern. Trade wind nothing but there is a wave pattern, current pattern in the ocean surface. Ocean surface there is a high pressure belt current and low pressure belt current, they can meet each other. They can meet each other from high to low. Okay. That is southern oscillation. That is called southern oscillation. Okay. Yeah. And if come to the La Nina, La Nina is completely opposite to the El Nino. La Nina phase completely opposite to the El Nino phase, same, that is neutral phase like La Nina. Okay. Yeah, La Nina. Okay. After El Nino, the event weather conditions usually return back normal. After El Nino, the event return back normal. Okay. However, in some years, the trade winds become extremely strong. Extremely strong. If the trade winds extremely strong, they can flow from the east to west. So, west side rainfall took place. If the trade wind weak during the El Nino situation, they cannot flow until the west side of the west coast. Okay. Yeah. And however, some years the trade winds extremely strong, abnormal accumulation of cold water occur in the central and eastern Pacific. This event called La Nina. La Nina. Okay, I am going to explain. Okay. The strong La Nina occurred 1998 as scientists believe that it may be responsible for the summer drought in the central North America. Okay. During this period, Atlantic Ocean is very active hurricane seasons. One of the hurricanes that developed in the Mitch was the strongest October hurricane developed in the last 100 years. Mitch, they can ask you what, they can ask you what, because of during long 100 years, this is the Mitch is the most effective hurricanes. We called it as cyclone. What is cyclone? What is hurricane? Cyclone nothing but it is actually low pressure belt created. There is a circular motion of the air, circular motion of the air around the low pressure belt. That is mainly Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal created a cyclone, circular motion of air. But hurricanes unlike, hurricanes are the long wave pattern of the air moving, long wave pattern of the air moving very high, like per hour it is more than 300 kilometers. Okay, that is called hurricanes. Okay, yeah, hurricanes mostly affect the American continent. Okay, it can be occur only in the Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean hurricanes, and Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, Bay of Bengal, yeah, it is Bay of Bengal. That is the region only cyclones took place. Okay, yeah, yeah. Effect of La Nina. Effect of La Nina. Some of other, it is La Nina include. La Nina is characterized by lower than normal pressure over the West Pacific. Of course, these low pressure zones contribute a increased rainfall, abnormality monsoon in India and Southeast Asia. That is cool and wet weather pattern. Okay, cold and wet weather pattern in southern Africa. Okay, and weather in eastern Australia. Cold winter and western Canadian is, yeah, I am going to explain it. winter drought in the southern United States. La Nina conditions enhance the rainfall. It is southwest monsoon. It is the native impact of rainfall in the northeast monsoon also. Rainfall associated with the summer monsoon in Southeast Asia tend to greater than normal, especially northwest in the Bangladesh. Okay, I am going to explain here La Nina. Okay, La Nina. Okay, El Nino, the trade winds very weak. The cold current and hot current itself, they can reverse and they can huge rainfall in the Peruvian coast, Canadian coast, and dry in the west side. If come to the La Nina, La Nina. La Nina. Okay, La Nina, there is a strong trade wind, strong trade wind. Obviously, this is the west side, west coastal of Australia, Indonesia, west side. There is a low pressure belt created, low pressure. Due to why low pressure? Hot waves, hot current is there in the west coast of the continent, hot current. East coast of the continent, cold current. This is the Peruvian cold current. Cold current, obviously here it is high pressure created, pressure high. The trade pattern is very strong, right? Strong trade wind, they can move from the east to west up to the Indian coast. East to west, they can move up to the Indian coast in the La Nina. If the trade wind move, there is a carry of the hot, warm water also. The cold condensed water accumulate here only. It is created a dry condition here. It is wet condition, west side is wet condition, huge rainfall. It is dry, low rainfall, east side, low rainfall. Okay, it can be affect Indian monsoon system. Effect mean increase rainfall, This is about strong winds created in the La Nina. La Nina mean baby girl created, bring water from east to west. Baby girl bring water from east to west. Mean from America to Asia. Baby girl, La Nina mean girl child bring water from the America to Asia. Okay, from the Pacific Ocean. This is strong wind. Baby Bai is the weak wind, the El Nino is weak wind. They do not bring water up to the Asia, Middle East they can drop and reverse. Okay, Baby Bai, La Nina. I hope you guys understand what is El Nino, what is La Nina, where the equatorial region mean tropical region created a low pressure belt west side and high pressure belt east side. Okay, yeah, I hope you guys understand this. Just look into here. Normal mean La Nina. La Nina. Niña or Nina. Okay. El Nino or Niño. Okay. Yeah. La Nina, there is a, yeah, this is cold current. This is warm current. Okay. There is a cold current in the La Nina, they can carry forward by the trade wind, by the trade wind, by the trade wind. Okay. Yeah. El Nino actually they can pattern create a low pressure belt. Okay. Yeah. There is reversal of the winds, trade winds up to the this area, guys. Okay. They can actually they can go here up to here, they can drop and they can again came here. This is the warmer winter in the Northern America. Okay. This is the pattern where El Nino, La Nina. Okay. El Nino, La Nina, they can affect. Okay. Yeah. This is the accumulation of this winds mean cold winds. Okay. And warm winds they can travel, of course some warm winds also travel to the east to west, that is west to east they can travel in the El Nino. La Nina, east to west they can travel, east to west, totally different, west to east and east to west. La Nina, east to west, El Nino, west to east. You have to be remember, El Nino is the carry forward trade wind from west to east, El Nino. La Nina is east to west, La Nina is east to west. You have to be remember, guys. They can ask you statement wise, okay. This is a normal condition, what happened, take a screenshot. Normal condition, what happened here, I told you. Okay, take a screenshot. Circular motion, El Nina, La Nina, what happened, guys? In the ocean, just look into here. This is cold pattern, this is warm pattern, west side, east side, American coast. Okay, yeah. This is the thermocline. Thermocline is the layer, water layer, one of the water layer where cold water sink. Okay, deep cold water we can call thermocline. They can ask you what is thermocline mean. There is no enter of the warm water up to the thermocline. Thermocline is the completely cold water area. Okay, yeah. This is South America east and Indonesia west. Okay, yeah. So in the circular motion, if the current, warm current, just look into here, this is high pressure, right? High pressure, dry wind, they can reach from east to west, Once there is a east to west, they can evaporate because of it is dry wind, right? It is dry, right? Hot wind, hot and humid, right? They can evaporate and after some attain up some area, troposphere. This is the troposphere, guys. Troposphere. If they reach troposphere up to the 30 kilometers, if they reach and they can condense, they can cool down. Again they can circular motion, they can fall down in the dry season. This is the Walker circulation. Walker circulation, nothing but there is a wind pattern, they can flow from the east to west. Once reach west, they can evaporate, they can form as a cloud and they can fall as a rainfall. Okay, how the rainfall? As a Walker circulation, they can give the rainfall either east or west. Okay, yeah. Take a screenshot. During the El Nino year, what happened here? You have to read it. Take a screenshot, guys. Okay, this is circular motion. Okay, the like air pattern, how they can move. Okay. The effect of El Nino, this is important, this is important. You have to take a screenshot and read it, effect of El Nino. Okay. Yeah. And El Nino in southern oscillation, read it in southern pattern, what happened El Nino. Okay. I did tell you all the things, you have to read it. Yeah. La Nina, what is La Nina? Just read it. Okay. Take a screenshot and read it, guys. La Nina. Okay. The effect of La Nina. Okay. Read it. I told you, read it. Okay. Effect of La Nina. La Nina events are also associated with rainier than normal condition are over the southern Africa and northern Brazil. Okay. Yeah, this is the wind pattern, guys, wind pattern where eastward movement from west to east, from east to west. Okay. Yeah, role of troposphere, they can reach troposphere, right? Yeah, tropical troposphere circulation, that is up to the 12-kilometer layer, warm surface water heats, that can be convection, rising motion to form the cloud as a rainfall, they can down. Okay. Shift to the convection zones, alter the Walker circulation. I told you Walker circulation is what? In the troposphere, Walker circulation took place. Yeah. Condensation and convection process is what? Okay. Convection, there is a warm and moist air rises, expand as cool, and water vapor condense into the clouds as a rain. Condensation is release a latent heat and fueling more than upward motion. Convection and condensation is the word, physical terms for the relevant to the water vapor, and there is a cloud formation, guys. Okay. And move pattern is the condensation, convection is the, they can air turn into the water, water vapor turn into the rain is the convection, condensation is the moving pattern of the rain. Okay. Yeah. In El Nino, convection shift eastward, of course, from eastward. Rainfall is central and east Pacific, of course, El Nino eastward is the convection shift. La Nina, convection strengthen in West Pacific, heavy rains in Asia and Australia, India. Okay. Yeah. Warm and cold air role is what? Warm air and cold air. Warm air hold more moisture, raises and causes low pressure and low rainfall. Cold air is a dry and dense, it is sinks the air and causes high pressure and dryness. Okay. Eastern Pacific and Western Pacific areas they mention, you have to go through that. Okay. Why dry air in the Eastern Pacific? Why dry air in the Peruvian coast? Due to the cold water upwelling from ocean depths, surface water stays cool. Okay. That cold water cools the air above and less evaporation, in that condition that is dry. Sinking branch of Walker circulation also reinforce dryness. Walker circulation. Yeah. Regional impacts, natural phase El Nino and La Nina. This is important, guys. This is important. For example, you have to remember this enough. You have to remember this enough. Natural phase El Nino, La Nina phase, what happened? You have to be blindly remember this enough. Okay, natural phase, naturally what happened? Western Pacific is what? Eastern Pacific is what? Western Pacific, the area El Nino phase. Yeah, if come to the El Nino phase, this is important for exam point of view. You have to blindly remember. El Nino mean East Pacific Peru Ecuador area is rainfall and floods is high. Rainfall, floods is high. West Pacific area, Indonesia, Australia, India is drought, heat waves are took place, rainfall is very low. Indian monsoon is weak. Indian monsoon is weak, that leads the dry year of India linked. South America, warm wet winters. South America, this is El Nino. El Nino means there is no water in India. And La Nina, East Pacific, more dryness, strong upwelling, rich fisheries, okay, in East Pacific, Peruvian coast. West Pacific, India, Indonesia, Australia, that is heavy rains, floods took place. Heavy rain, floods took place in the La Nina. Indian monsoon is stronger than normal, excess rainfall, floods. Okay. North America, cold winters and north states. This is the El Nino, La Nina effects. Normal condition is what? El Nino condition is what? La Nina condition is what? This is. Okay. Yeah. Why trade winds weaken El Nino? Okay. You have to read, guys. Take a screenshot, read. It is very easy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Summary points. ENSO, El Nino Southern Oscillation is equal to El Nino warm East Pacific, La Nina cold East Pacific. It is the neutral or normal. Equator is the strong sun heating key driver for the convection. Okay, these are the key points. Read it. UPSC prelims questions, guys. Previous UPSC prelims question. Okay, which of the following is the characteristic feature of the La Nina? Character feature of the La Nina. UPSC question, guys. Okay, characters of the La Nina. Okay, yeah. First point, the sea surface temperature decreases in the equatorial and Pacific Ocean. Sea surface temperature. Temperature is decreased in the equatorial or Pacific, in the La Nina. Yeah. Second, it is characterized by unusual cold oceans temperature in the equatorial and Pacific Ocean. It is characterized by unusual cold ocean temperature in the equatorial and Pacific Ocean. It has adverse effect the southwest monsoon rainfall in India. Adverse, not adverse, not adverse. Okay. So, what is the answer? 1 and 2 only answer. La Nina actually strengthen the Indian monsoon, not weaken. Indian monsoon, that can be not adverse effect, it can be strengthen the Indian monsoon. Okay. Yeah. Actually La Nina, it is the sea surface temperature decrease in the equatorial and Pacific region, of course. Okay. El Nina is the warm. Okay. La Nina is the cold. It is characterized by unusual cold ocean temperature in the equatorial and Pacific Ocean. Okay. UPSC question. That is why that is tough, thoda tough. Okay. Yeah. La Nina is suspected to have caused recent floods in Australia. Of course, Australian coast, Indian coast and Indonesia, these coasts are, there is a heavy rainfall, floods also reason for La Nina. Okay, droughts is El Nino, flood is La Nina. So, Australia obviously there is a floods. How is La Nina different from El Nino? La Nina is characterized by unusual cold ocean temperature in the equatorial Pacific, and while El Nino is characterized by unusual warm ocean temperature. Of course, El Nino has adverse effect of southwest monsoon India. Of course, there is El Nino can affect, while La Nina increase rainfall in the southwest monsoon. Both 1 and 2 correct. Both 1 and 2 correct. Okay. Which of the following statement is about El Nino is correct? Tell me. It is warm ocean current that flow fast in the Peruvian coast. It is cold current that originate in the North Pacific. It bring drought to the west coast of the Southern America. It increases fishes catch of the coast of the Peru. Answer is 1. Answer is 1. It increase, okay, it is warm ocean current that can be flow fast the Peruvian coast, El Nino. Okay. Groups exam TSPSC they did ask. You have to practice more questions guys, then only you have to perfect this. Which one of the following is possible consequence of El Nino? Drought in Australia and India, of course. Heavy rainfall in Indonesia, no. Intensified upwelling near Peru, no. Stronger trade winds, no. Weaker trade winds. Okay. The term Walker circulation is associated with, that is occurs in the North Atlantic, no. The air circulation in the Pacific related to the El Nino and La Nina. This is answer. Also in India. Walker circulation trade winds is the key mechanism for the El Nino and La Nina. Okay. I hope you guys understand. If you like it, like and share it guys. Thank you. Okay. I hope you guys understand. I hope you guys understand. Thank you so much. There is a class after 3:30. There is another class. Okay. There is a ocean relief features we are going to discuss. You have to attend the class. Thank you.